Good evening. Hi, Sydney. Much better when there's music, right? Don't need me, you just need music. How's everybody doing on a Friday? Thunderstorms, clear skies on one side. So, no fire, but doesn't matter. It's nice to see you. Something nice and soft to start out with. Maybe. See what it does. Interesting. Flamingos. I'm just going to share it out, ramp it up. You know, Friday night, most people are either out, maybe bar hopping, well, maybe not. Some places are getting back to normal, sort of. But is it getting back to normal? What is normal? In other words, what is presence? Are you in presence? What does presence really mean? Lots of things. It's a gift of life, for one. You know, the present moment. Gift of life. And everybody's running after their yesterdays and their tomorrows. Wanting to get it back to what they think is normal. Yet it's not, never was. Yeah, the now, the here and the now. Something that very few people can really grasp. They can speak about it, but they're teeter-tottering. Because in order to be really in that essence of presence, is you have to be in the essence of oneness. Because when you're in oneness, you're in awareness. You're in presence. But when you're scattered, you can speak about oneness. You can speak about presence. But you're not there. You're only thinking about it. So how do we get back to being in the present moment? You know, it's like somebody today said, what is self-love? How come I find it so hard to love myself? I said, really? What don't you love about yourself? Wow, And it went on and on and on and on. And I said, really? Everything you just said, I didn't take notice of. But you're stopping at your imperfections. Why? If you stop at your imperfections, you're not going to evolve. You're not going to understand that present moment. Really. Let the music play a little bit. Just a little bit. And enjoy the view. And I'm just going to share it out to a few groups. And if you've done the same, thank you. And we'll vibe together on a Friday evening. Our earlier show at 7 p.m. unfortunately didn't start. Having internet problems. Rosie. Wow. It's nice to see you, Rosie. It really is. And I hope you're doing well. How's your pregnancy coming along as well? I'm just going to share it out to a couple of groups. Why, thank you, Rosie. Yeah, it only took, 30-degree heat. Stand in the light every once in a while. And not too long. I'm just going to share it out to some groups. Anthony, wow, look at this. Look at all of these beautiful people coming in on a Friday evening. Wow. Just got a shiver up and down my spine. Little different type of music. It actually uses the handpan, and I call it the diggaroo. Some call it the didgeridoo or whatever it is. It's a diggaroo, you know. Really goes into the depth of the heart and the depth of that space within, because it'll shake out your worst demons. Now, some maybe not. Some would rather hold on to the demons and rather hold on to ego. Okay? Well, why are you scared, Rosie? Don't be scared, love. You're going to bring a beautiful child into the world. And I think that's one of the greatest gifts of life, Rosie. And it makes me emotional just to think about it. You know, a woman and child with child, it's magic. It truly is. And to a man to embrace that, and to embrace the emotional engagement in it, I mean, it's beautiful. You know, because you gift life. Well, gift, you worked hard for 9 months, right, ladies? Us men, we won't understand that. We try to, but a majority of us just avoid it rather than get into that emotional engagement. And this emotional engagement is also the understanding of presence, being in the here and now. Because when you're in the here and now, you can emotionally engage with your partner rather than avoid it, right? Maybe not for some. I'm just sending it out to friends. It's like, we're at number 11 already. I don't even look at the numbers. It's like it says 11 on screen and the other one says 10. You know what? Doesn't really matter. What matters is that those of you that have connected in are maybe just want to share with me on this Friday evening, or your Saturday morning, or your Saturday afternoon, or maybe you're looking for something. Well, here you are. Sanctuary of Intentions. A beautiful garden space that was created out of love for love. Maddie, it's nice to see you. Wow. Lots of people tonight. Friday evening? Is this the new trend? We'll get together all on Friday evening and maybe dance together? Music decided to stop, so I guess I got a little technical intervention. Stuff drives me nuts at times. Well, yeah, I mean, Rosie, just the fact that you're up and you are watching, it's an honor to have you here. You're with child. It's very early in the morning with you, like as many, but it's actually, thank you. Yeah, thank you. You know, gratitude. We have such a problem with gratitude. We always think that gratitude is because somebody, you know, is doing something for me. But gratitude is a lot more than this. Gratitude is this essence to look at yourself in the mirror and have gratitude with you first. You know, self-love. Just like the person who had asked me is like, you know, I have a hard time with self-love. It starts with gratitude. Look in the mirror when you wake up. You're breathing. You have another day that's about to begin. Or maybe it's the evening and you're about to rest. But look in the mirror, you know? Look in the mirror. Gratitude of self. Start there. Always start there. Now let me get the music back working again. I would sing for you, but nah, you'd probably run. Maybe. There we go. Rosie, I envision a day when the world will drop all borders, will drop all labels, will drop everything to be just in the moment and understand why we're human. I wait for that day. I've been waiting a very long time. But it's going to happen. You know why? Because you have a heart. And there's going to come a moment, you're going to face it. And it may be the hardest challenge that you will have, is to face your heart. You know, the truth of your heart. Many of us run from it. We run from the emotions. We run from the traumas. We shut the heart down. We spin into our minds. And then we become lost. We think we have purpose. We have a job. We work 8 hours. We, work 5 days a week, and we spend our money and buy food, but we're still lost. Until you embrace your heart. And when you embrace your heart, you'll see that the heart has already told you what presence is, because it saw 5 seconds before you processed. 5 seconds. The heart's in presence. It's in intuition. It's in feeling. You know what? It's in the here and now. Your mind is in yesterday, in tomorrow, somewhere off in La La Land. But your heart, it's not analyzing anything. It just knows. And the mind analyzes. A-N-A-L. Where's your heads? I wonder. We, as humans, we just don't understand how much power we have. Just how much power to do what you want to do with freedom. To be who you want to be with freedom. In fact, to be in the moment. You can still have your plans. You can still have your bucket lists. But you're missing the moment. You know what's in the here and now? The here and now is I'm listening to beautiful waterfalls and music, and I'm chatting with you, all over the world, from Australia to Saudi Arabia. And I have gratitude, because the ability to be able to speak with you, to share in heart, the understanding of heart. And many will say, well, maybe it's just what you speak online. No, come spend some time with me. I speak the same way. I walk the same way. I believe in the power of the heart. And it took me a lot to understand that. Because the heart is where you are now. Here and now. And for years, I was running for the tomorrows. And I was running away from the yesterdays. I surrendered to the yesterdays. Just like you can surrender to the yesterdays. It's a choice. Just let go of them. Why do you carry the baggage? Isn't it heavy on your back? But if you surrender and let go, you begin to breathe. You begin to be in the presence. You begin to understand that now you can find self-love. Don't stop at your vessel and what's on the outside of you and the imperfections. Listen to your heart. Your heart speaks. It speaks to another. You feel it when you're in presence of one that's true of heart. When one speaks with heart, you see it, you feel it. Maybe you desire it, you want to be this, and you want to be in self-love. But what's stopping you? The only thing that's stopping you is the mind fuckery that you've allowed to get into your mind. That's what it is. Come back to the heart. Why are you running away from it? You know, heart, this essence that it's not just pumping blood. It sees. It sees presence in the here and now, exactly where you are, instantly. Because it's right connected to life. Your heart, my heart, every heart, human or not, it's connected to life. And life is living in frequent evolution. It is consistently in change. It is consistently in evolution. It's moving forward, not hiding and holding on to the yesterday, not holding on to the traumas and the trials and the tribulations, not holding on to the hurt and the harm. The here and now. This essence in the here and now allows you to see fully, because you're seeing with heart, and then the eyes will see, and then the mind will process. You know, a trinity, heart, mind, processing. Don't analyze it too much. You know what happens when you do that. It's like an ostrich. The only difference is the ostrich puts its head down to the sand at times. And we, as we analyze, as I said earlier on, A-N-A-L, where's our heads? Right up our own rear ends. And we're so stuck in the self-pity, and we're so stuck in the yesterdays, that we're not seeing the presence of what's going on in the moment. Where you are. You know? Where are you? Are you here, or are you in the yesterday? Worrying about your tomorrows. This art of being in presence. Watch a child. The child is showing you exactly the gift of life, the gift of presence, in a very instant, spontaneousness. I'm hungry, I'm tired, I'm cranky. And looks up at mommy and daddy and says, I love you. There's no pre-programmed thought. It's just in the moment, pure heart, innocence, and in the moment that he is living. Children show it to us. Animals show it to us. Aves show it to us. Even a tree does. But we humans have a tendency to get into the mindfuckery of the yesterdays and dig back into all of this, and then we get lost. And if you're looking to get back to that inner child, the inner child didn't leave you. The inner child has always been within you. Do you know your heart is one of the most playful energies that you have? Because when you can use heart in anything, you use and create passion. I look at everything that I attempt to do and I use my heart into it. Because if not, it becomes tedious, it becomes boring, it becomes ugly and tiring and frustrating. But when I flip it and I put my heart into it and I put passion, because that's all I have is passion, it flows. And then you create something. Whether it's a garden or whether it's a newborn, each is a creation. And this creation of life is in the same thing as the creation that's about me. It's all around me. How can I not be connected into the essence of presence, into this very moment of existence? Because every split second that goes by, it's gone. Do you want to miss it? If you don't want to miss it, just, be here. Rosie, just the thought. Thank you. That is, I don't even know what to say to that. I really don't. That is actually kind of overwhelming. I've never met you. You're on the other side of the world, and you think about the loss that I had. That's gratitude. That's the purest essence of gratitude. That's unity. That's connectivity. That's humans that come together and understand that somebody who has passed by something of a trauma is willing to offer something in return and never met. Is that so hard? This world that's in all of this mind fuckery and the COVID and the viruses and all of this, and this, a small number of people that come together, a small number of people that are searching for the same thing, that are passing in through this ascension and the understanding of compassion, rather than letting your ego get all fucked out of place. And then where are you with ego? Trying to prove a point. Why? You have nothing to prove. The only thing you have to prove is to yourself when you look in the mirror. That's what you have to prove. You have to prove the ability that you can walk out the door and smile. Prove that. Prove that you can walk out the door and show kindness in being in the present moment. Because if you're in presence, it's not hard to share kindness. A gesture, a smile, a blink of the eye, a tip of the hat. We've forgotten all of these things. When people sit at the table and they have their hats on. In my time, in my youth, if you sat at the table with a hat on, you got a clack on the side of the head because it was disrespectful. And it is. It truly is. If I sit at the table with you, take your hat off. Unless you're a lady. There is an exception to this. Especially a lady that is in maybe a dress of the garden, as we say. And she has a bonnet on. And she's wearing a shawl. Nothing wrong with that. But gentlemen take their hats off. Men should take their hats off. It shows respect. Yeah, it's an old world knowledge. And people will say, well, that's the old-timers way. Well, really? It's got nothing about being the old-timers way. It's got about something that's been passed on by generations to generations through respectful gestures. Maybe it's time. If we can show a connection like this with somebody on the other side of the world that was willing to offer something because of a loss, what is that telling you? What is that showing you? Isn't that showing you that people can have compassion and caring? Unbelievable. Totally unbelievable. You caught me off guard. And I asked the question, why? Still. You know why? Story time. A little bit of an emotional one. The one thing that I've always done in my life is always given of self. Always. Never expected anything in return, because when somebody would give me something in return, it usually turned out that they wanted something else. So I learned that, you know what? It's okay. This is just me. It's gratitude. Here, I offer something. I don't want anything in return. I don't need anything in return. What I need in return is myself. And it took me a long time to figure this out. And then today, this abundance of the offerings of many people from around the world still bewilders me. It does. I just gab a little bit, speak, share hope, share faith, something that's lacking, because faith is lacking. Hope is somewhere out in the boonies, because we don't have heart. And this essence of heart means, yes, you have to take your guard down, and it might get hurt. Yes, I do still do lives with Kenzie. Last couple of weeks she's moved from Edmonton, and then there was a couple of things that just threw things off. But next week, Wednesday, Kenzie and I will be back online. Same thing will be with Faith Mystique. And a song for the topic of the twin flames that we unfortunately didn't work tonight because of problems with the internet. But tomorrow night, join me and Adrian as we're going to talk about the essence of oneness in today's world with presence, because we're going to go more deep into it and break down some barriers and idioms and labels, because it's still happening. I'm watching as these groups that were strong start to fall apart because ego's in place. We were supposed to shed ego. If you're doing anything and towards working towards the ascension, you need to shed the ego, because ego has no place where love exists in the purity of compassion. Ego's it's a bygone, it's a yesterday, and you need to let go of it. And it's one of the hardest things you're going to do, because you've used ego maybe to get places in life, to attain things in life. But has it made you happy? I don't think so. Very rarely. And usually if it is, it's a false sense of happiness, because it's short-lived. The truth of happiness is in the moment, as an example with Rosie and a birth of child. As this comes forward, Rosie, if I could be there to watch you give birth, wow. I think that's one of the most beautiful, beautiful things of life, is the birthing of another life, human or not. I see it in birds as much as I see it in humans. And yeah, Sue, ego is a very ugly word. It truly is. I walk away from people with ego. I will not engage in them or with them. Yeah. In Tao, Anthony, it doesn't exist. In yoga, it doesn't exist. In any of the Zenful practices, ego does not exist. Because it comes down to what? Breath, self-love, self-respect, presence. There's no ego with that. That's got nothing to do with ego. Ego is the manipulation of our emotional side, of our characters, that allow us to gain things. Really? Oh, Rosie. They're still applying... I'm going to send you lots of energy and lots of love. Even though I'm not there, I will be in spirit. So if you feel alone, Rosie, just remember my voice. And I'm not far. I promise you that. This COVID bullshit is really starting to irk me. And I'm trying to keep as much of a smile all the ways through it. And I just keep on seeing more mindfuckery come forward. There's a lotto going on down in the States. If you take the vaccination, you could win a couple of $1 million. There's governments that are offering compensation that if something goes wrong, they'll cover it, but, you know, still take the poke. Really? Why? Not even going to go into it. Because it's not worth the breath. You just got to open up your windows and look what's happening all around. Masks are in the trees, they're on the streets, they're in the oceans, they're in the waterways. Pretty sick situation, if you ask me. In many ways. But in the essence of this, there's people that are coming together. There's people starting to understand what unity and what compassion is. And there's people that are coming asking the question, what is self-love? Because now they want self-love. But they don't know how to attain it. You can take all of the spiritual modalities that you wish. You can see all the tarot readings that you wish. You can see everything on the outside. But it's not on the outside. It's on the inside. Right here, you know? Boom, boom, boom. How many of our peoples, of our ancestors, all taught the essence of breath, taught the essence of heart, the strength of heart. You know, even the warrior was taught to have strength with heart. But in today's modern world, it's not about the heart. Definitely not. And exactly, Sue. It's within. It's not in a book. It's not in a scripture. It's not in a preacher. It's not in a politician. It's not in anything or anyone other than you. So why are you afraid to face it? You look in the mirror and you don't see? Or do you just see what you want to fix? Because the outside world thinks that it shouldn't look like that. Really? Nah. You know what? Stepping outside with all of your imperfections and being in the moment of self-love, you don't even see your imperfections. You're impervious to them. Because now you're with heart. You're with the answers that you've always looked for, searched for, quested for, have always been within. There's an old saying, if you ask the question, you have the answer. You're just asking another to acknowledge the answer so that if it goes wrong, you can blame them. Is that not the case? Rather than listen to what your heart said in the first place? Your heart already knew, but you're afraid. You're afraid of the heart. Why? Exactly, Dina. Perfectly imperfect. Because if you want to be perfect and think you can arrive at the status of perfection, that means you are God. And unfortunately, it's not the case. We might be created in the image of and have godlike powers when we use our heart, but we're not gods. We're young children in a universe of gods. And look at what I got. I got a new deck called the Sacred Forest. It's a deck of oracle cards, and it'll be the first time we play with them. Are you ready? From Denise Lynn, just recently released. It is called the Sacred Forest Oracle Cards. And you can get it online at Clarity, of course. Yes, it's card game time. What's nice about these cards is that they also have an audio, an online meditation audio for every card. The 53 cards in the deck, there's actually an audio meditation sequence that can go with it. So, shall we play? And I'm just going to, because the comments aren't coming forward again. So give me a second. Good. And we'll start shuffling. Yes, we can play some cards. Brand new deck. Like I said, just recently released. And brand new deck. I want to listen to myself in echoes, right? So shall we? 3 cards. I shuffle. Somebody says stop. You choose top, bottom, middle. Good one, Rosie. You're right on top of it. So in the essence of the Sacred Forest, the card that was pulled for Rosie was called Flexibility. And it is the white or willow spirit. So the essence of flexibility for the first card. Oh, Anthony, 22nd from the top. Okay. And Sue. Okay. So, Anthony, 22nd. You're really going to make me do this, Anthony? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, Anthony, it's the card of the air spirit. So in the essence of the Sacred Forest, it is the card of the air spirit, which means knowledge. In the present moment, where is your knowledge? Aren't these beautiful cards? Very well made. But me with anything with these decks is I don't like tarot. It's not my thing. But the oracle cards allow you to tell a story and create a story. Yeah, you can go into the guidebooks and read all the interpretations. But I think the greatest gift about working with these cards is the ability to tell a story. And Sue, in the essence of power, the dragon spirit. So, first time I've seen the deck, first time I've seen these cards played out. And we've called upon from the sacred forest, the willow spirit, the air spirit, and the dragon. And within that, the fairy, the voyager, and the dragon. With flexibility comes knowledge, and with knowledge comes power. See how a story can be created? The essence of just 3 words, and the ability to see it in any which way you wish. No matter what card can be pulled, the story can be told. And that's the beauty about oracle cards. And some decide to come out. So let's see what they say. So, the continuation of that story, as you see, there's a number of cards that dropped out. So we have a story to tell. So in the story of success, it's the secret spring. Followed by Pegasus in transcending. The essence of success transcends into what? The raven spirit transcends into truth. So these cards fell out of the deck, and in the essence of truth, we call upon the guardians of the land for protection. The stag in the background. And through protection, you'll find the passage through the standing stones. And as the moonlight arrives and the enchantment of the moon, you'll begin to see the magic. And when you see the magic, the spirit guardian of autumn comes forward. Says it's time to let go. The essence of letting go. And finding a flow in the meandering path. Thus you find a flow. And if you let the little elves come out, you end up with playfulness. Random cards. Just fell out of the deck and to tell a story with it. Isn't that beautiful? So, just released on the market, it's called the Sacred Forest Oracle. It is to allow you to expand your consciousness and chart your own course through the vast mysteries and wonders of the sacred forest. Each of the 52 cards in this oracle deck is a special key that opens an energy portal into the mystical inner realm. The cards tap into the natural forces and your own inner knowledge to shed light on long-sought answers to your most profound questions. The Secret Forest. Beautifully created. The author is Denise Lin, and you can find it on Clarity's website if you wish. Isn't it beautiful? I want to build a house like this. Find an ancient tree and ask it if I can live inside of its heartwood, so that my heart can join with its heart. Because there I know that it won't get hurt. Just a meandering thought that passes by. And seeing as we're playing with cards, inner path. Let's see what the law of spirituality says from the yogi deck and this essence of the inner path. So same thing, but only one card. So first one to say stop, choose, and one card will be pulled out. Let's see what the story creates. Ready? Chilly for this evening because of the thunderstorms. It's nice, it cooled down. Okay, Katrina, top or bottom? Or in between? Anthony has set precedents. Top? Okay. The essence of non-stealing. I wonder why. Maybe it needs more cards. Let's see. In the essence of non-stealing, it says, ask sincerely for what you want and take only what is offered. Gratitude is the antidote to greed. But I think it needs more. So Heidi, you said bottom. Let's pull up another one. In the essence of a teacher, many of us look to our schooling to see that that is my teacher. My father is my teacher. My mother is my teacher. But in the essence of the true teacher, in Sanskrit we say guru, teacher. Who's the teacher? Guess what? Open to grace by connecting to the divine light within. See the teacher in all situations and relationships, which means that the teacher is not to the exterior. The teacher is to you. You are your own teacher. You decide. You choose to understand, to not understand, to fight, to not fight, and the top. So the third card that we'll pull into this is to the essence of non-clinging. So in the essence of non-clinging, it says to receive everything as a lesson and let go. There is more power in the open hand than the closed fist. Is that not true? This versus this. Card games. But they tell a story. They allow you to use them to interact into the moment of presence. Something that's you can't grasp within the mind space. And one of the beauty about decks like these, such as this one, this isn't even an oracle deck. This is just called the Inner Path, and it is the yoga philosophy practice deck, and it's all about the spirit or spirituality and the truth of what yoga is. It's not the pose. The pose is the practice and the meaning behind the spirit. And this is where many of these Zenful practices take us into this search of self. What is within you? Your heart, your divinity of your masculinity, your femininity. You have both, regardless of your gender. You have both within. And it's this ability to bring them together, to see what oneness is, to feel whole with self. Many search to find a twin flame or to find a soulmate, to say I'm complete in my life and that I'm fulfilled. No. Your fulfillment is with self. It comes from the assurance that you have love of self, that you have respect of self, and that you can stand on your own without the need of another, but only the desire of another. I don't need somebody in my presence, but if I choose to desire someone in my presence, it's an even flow. There is no I want. No, there is just simply the desire. But the whole essence of oneness starts with me. It starts with my essence of self-love, of respect of self, of my discipline of self, of my ability to say no when no needs to be said, but also the willingness to say yes when yes needs to be said. It's like I can sit and say I need to do my dishes, or maybe I want to listen to some music. I can do both at the same time. Or maybe I can say I'll put the dishes to the side because it's not important. I need to listen to the music because it makes me feel good, and I'll get to the dishes afterwards. That's respect of self. And some will say it's procrastination. Well, if you leave your dishes for 3 weeks, then yes, it is. But if you do take care of them after, because now you're feeling better, and maybe the music is now still going and you decide to start to dance and flow with it, then it served its purpose. You're with self and the importance of self. It's not ego. Ego has got nothing to do with self-love. In fact, self-love pushes ego out. You see that you don't need it. I can be strong with self-love just as much as I can show with ego. Difference is that with heart, try and change it. You won't be able to change it. But only I can. See, there's a way to do it, Sue. Get some music going, get some bouncy bebop, and dishes go faster. And then you can sit down and relax to music. In the power of choice is the power to be in the moment, in the presence. So in this present moment, I make the choice to be free. I make the choice to do what I wish to do. It's not by ego and it's not by being selfish. If I'm in presence of others, I take this all into consideration. I let my heart speak. Maybe if I say, you know what, come wash the dishes with me, we can talk. And we now turn it into a game rather than a chore. Sort of like the old saying, you kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Maybe. Shall we play one more deck of cards? Let's see what the mystical shaman says for this Friday night. And I'm going to call upon the cards to tell us what to do with ego. Okay? So we'll let the cards tell us. What should we do with ego? How do we deal with ego? I'll pick the first card. Set the intent of the story. We ready? So the first card that comes up in regards to the question of ego is the Luminous Warrior. So from the card deck called the Mystic Shaman, Oracle, it's saying to call upon the Luminous Warrior to help us shed the ego. What's a Luminous Warrior? Is that not the light within? You know, when you reach into the depth of your heart and you feel and hear it? Maybe that's where the Luminous Warrior exists, is within the heart. Possible, right? Who's going to choose the second card? I shuffle, you choose, I pull. Okay? You know what the beauty of a butterfly is, Katrina? It's much like a human. We go through a metamorphic process of, I'm not going to say ugliness, but I'm going to say a little bit of struggle to go through it, to go through this metamorphic transformation to become a beautiful butterfly. Yeah, I agree with you, Sue. So Heidi, I'm just going to scroll up here. Heidi, okay, now. If this is going to stay, hold on a second. Nothing like having a stand that doesn't want to play nice, right? Okay. Now we'll try. Okay. I won't touch it. So Heidi, you said the top. Sometimes where does ego come from? Does it not come from the lower world? The depth of darkness, the depth of dissolution of self, separation of heart? I wonder. Tanya. Okay. Stop and middle. Okay. You know what the thing with the ego is? It's like a serpent. So in the card of the serpent, beware of ego. Shed it. Don't engage with it. Don't choose it. Those that are in ego, walk away from them. And I know that sounds to be like a little bit of a I don't care attitude, but it's not an I don't care attitude. I'm not going to waste my energy on ego. Better things to do. Don't you believe? Cards flares. Now, something that I haven't done for a while. Shall I take you on a journey of meditation and connect it to some healing frequencies? And if you would, then it shall be a little bit of breath, a little bit of storytelling, and take you on a journey, maybe into the garden. Yeah. Oh, it's more than just narcissistic. So, frequency 963. Hey Google, play 963 hertz.
963 hertz awakens the perfect state by meditative mind. Sure.
Beautiful.
Playing on Spotify.
You ready? So, first thing, be comfortable, you know? Just relax, shake it off a little bit. If you can't get comfortable, do this. Shake it. And shake your feet off. Take off your socks and your shoes. Get your feet down to the floor. Ground. You know? Be comfortable in your space. You don't have to be in a yoga pose. You don't have to be anything other than comfortable. But allow your comfortability to also breathe. So don't hunch over, okay? Try and sit at least a little bit straight. And the first thing is breath. So I'm going to step back a little bit because I have the ability to do so. And I want you to watch, and I want you to sort of follow through with what I'm going to do. Look at the way that I'm going to use my hands. You don't have to use your hands, but just watch the movement of my hands so that you can keep in tune, or the attunement of the breath. Because many will take it in one way and exhale another way. It's to get it in balance. Are we ready? You sure? Can you see me without me getting my head? So, if you can see and hear, what I want you to do is quite simple. Exhale. Hold. Inhale at the same speed. Open up the rib cage. Stretch it back. Take another one. Take another one. Take another one. And hold. Keep holding. Release. Hold. Intake again. See? Again. 3 tops. Hold. Release. At each essence of your breath, you should feel it, hear it, and allow the lungs to fully expand. So that trick is to really top up on top. When you think you've got enough, again, 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 hold and release. Breath is the fundamental point of any type of meditation. And it doesn't need to be anything that's fancy. It doesn't need to be anything that's mystical. Meditation is connecting into the moment. Breath. I'm alive. I breathe in life. I surrender to life. I breathe in life. I surrender to life. Think of it this way. Every breath you take is 1 second more that you're alive. Every breath that you exhale is the surrendering to that of the existence that you've just passed. So, life, surrender. Life, surrender. This essence of breath brings you to you. No matter where you are, you can do this. Some will say, I can't do that in a busy shopping center. Who says you can't? If the anxiety has grabbed you, the panic has grabbed you, stop, reflect, breathe. 1, 2, 3. Stop, reflect, breathe. Step forward. Now, I'm going to turn the music up. You don't need to have your eyes open. I just need you to listen to my voice. I'm going to take you on a journey. A journey to your heart. Are you willing? Shall you? Shall we? Slow the breath. Close your eyes. And imagine any place in the world that you want to be. But imagine that somewhere along that presence, my voice is with you. Listen to all of the mode that is coming forward. Listen to your breath. If you can't hear your heart, put your hand on your heart. Feel it. If you've done your breath rightly, your heart is already slowed down. Make sure you're comfortable. Make sure you're relaxed. Favorite cat, dog, loved one. Have them join in. Feel the presence and the gratitude of the life that's around you. Know that as we're about to take this journey, it's time to shed your shadows, to see where your heart is, to be with your heart, to know that your heart has all the power that you require. Doesn't matter if it's been hurt. It makes you stronger. Every challenge that the heart faces makes the heart stronger, makes it more knowledgeable, has a stronger intuition, has the ability to choose. So shall we choose the path? Where shall we go? Imagine a meadow filled with red flowers, but not just any flower. They all have the shape of a heart. It's a field of heart flowers everywhere, as far as you can see. And now, let's walk into the field of hearts. Be in the essence of the moment. Appreciate every heart as you walk through this meadow. See it. Touch it. Feel the softness of its petals as it graces your legs and your hands. Feel the delicateness and smell the delicateness of its beautiful aroma in the airspace. Feel where you are. Can you feel the flowers? Can you hear the flowers? They're trying to tell you something. Closer, a little bit closer. Listen. The heart just said, I love you. And it has a million friends, and they're all saying the same. They're telling you to love thyself. They're saying, here, I show you heart. I show you the power of love. I show you the power of acceptance. I show you the gift of life. Look at my brothers and sisters about me. Look at all of our hearts as we've come together to welcome you into a meadow of heart. Feel your heart with their heart. Can you feel your heart? Not the thump, thump, thump. No. The energy that your heart is emitting. It's feeding the meadow of flowers. As you walk, they open their hearts to you. Open your heart to them. Open your heart to self. Know that you have the greatest power of all. Nobody can take it away from you. It's always been there with you. Power of heart. The power of self-love. The power of self-acceptance. Of self-respect. Of healthy choices. Feed your body. Feed your mind. Feed your soul. Listen to your heart. Walk with heart. Speak with heart. In today's world, we miss heart. Be the vessel of change. Show that your heart can share with another. Show that you can show kindness regardless of all of the mindful-less going on. Don't fall into the fears and don't fall into the panic. Come back to the heart. Listen. Your heart is trying to tell you something. It's trying to show you something. It's trying to tell you how beautiful you are, how intelligent you are, how important you are to the essence of all life. Your heart connects to Gaia, connects to the animals, the aves, the mammals. It connects to the cosmos and beyond. Your energy is everlasting. Your vessel is only here for a short period of time, but your spirit and your soul will continue on. And on, and on, and on, and on. It's time to come back to you, to your heart, to this love of self. Look at the children. They see it. They know you have a heart. Just don't question it. Don't ever question your heart. Question your mind, because your mind has been programmed. But your heart, you can't program it. You can't. You can try. You're not going to succeed. The mind will succeed, but you won't succeed in trying to control the power of the love that you have within you. You can only push it away, but you can't control it. And when you grasp it, when you grasp this essence of love, of self, you let go of ego. You walk proudly. You walk empowered. Because now you walk as a sacred human being, not as something else. To be a sacred human being is not about a new order, a new world, or a new age movement. We have been taught this since the very beginning of our existence. It has been shown to us by the Christ, by Socrates, by Thoreau, by so many. But we keep on crucifying the ones that are trying to show us this way of love, this path of life. Now you have a golden opportunity. It's in your hands. You truly have a golden opportunity. We all do. We have this opportunity to create a world based upon peace and love and harmony. Or we can go back to the way that it was. And if we do go back to the way that it was, we don't have a lot of time left. It's a choice to make. You can choose to flow with the negative, the pessimistic viewpoints, the politics, all of that. Or you can choose to come together with each and every other human around you and show that through a unified connection and a unified movement, it's not about where one is more empowered than the other. It is about together, we are the power. We, in a unified action that will bring forward bliss, joy, harmony, and yes, challenges. Not going to be a pink, rosy road. There will always be challenges. But your heart's up to the challenge. I assure you it is. You just got to believe. Go deeper. Feel it. Know that when you sleep at night and you wake in the morning, you're with self. Even if you're living with somebody else. Even if you're sleeping with somebody else. The person that you're truly with is you. Open your eyes and see the beauty within. Not with what the world wants to see in you. What you wish to see in you. So for tonight, Friday night from Edmonton, Alberta, a little overcast, a little chilly, we had a thunderstorm. I wish you peace, love, harmony, joy, togetherness, unity, and most of all, love of self. Try it. And I'll see you tomorrow night at 9 p.m. with my guest Adrian from the Peace Architects. And we'll go a little bit deeper into the essence of oneness and the truth behind the essence of love in today's world, if you're ready for it. So, good night, à bientôt, namaste.